During the afternoon of November 16, 1970, approximately 25 black students from the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University began a 3-hour occupation of the office of St. John's President, Father Coleman Berry. The students occupied the office because of the institution's non-response to their proposition concerning black survival that they shared with Berry a week earlier. The proposition called for the institution to allocate $10,000 to found the Organization of Afro-American Students, or OAAS, and their Black Cultural Center to ensure adequate funding for the future.
After failing to persuade the students to exit the office, university administrators obtained a court injunction and called the Stearns County Sheriff to order the students to leave. At around 5 p.m., a sheriff deputy read the injunction and gave the students 30 minutes to exit. 2 minutes before the deadline, all but 9 students left. Shortly after, unarmed sheriff deputies removed and arrested the remaining 9 students, 5 from St. John's and 4 from St. Ben's.
In 1970, the college and university were overwhelmingly white. Out of a total of 2,183 students, 34 were Black Americans, the majority of whom were from Chicago or St. Louis. Although there was a Black community on campus, thanks to the recently founded OAAS and its Black Cultural Center, the campus's cultures, curricula, and activities reflected the interests and values of the white majority. Although the OOS hosted Black musicians, speakers, and events on campus, few white students attended. Despite being very visible on campus, Black students felt invisible.
Many Black students felt that they had to sacrifice their identities as young, gifted, and Black to succeed at the college and university. Frustrated with the institution's bureaucracies and slow actions, they decided to approach President Berry with their demands, a proposition concerning Black survival. To survive in the white world of St. John's and St. Ben's, Black students wanted to see themselves reflected in the culture and values of the institutions. Charles Harvey, a participant in the sit-in, stated, "We wanted to show that we really want to survive. We were only talking about surviving."
Black students wished to be taught, advised, and mentored by Black professors. They wished to study Black writers and playwrights. They wished to learn history and sociology from Black perspectives. They wished to learn about Africa and to learn African languages. Since the colleges and universities' curricula did not include these topics in substantive ways, the students demanded that the OAAS and the Black Cultural Center be fully founded so they could teach themselves what they wanted to learn and what they believed would transform St. Ben's and St. John's into a college and university that reflected the diversity of the United States.
In addition to intellectual pursuits, Black students wished to feel part of and not apart from the campus's cultures. They wanted to feel less lonely. They wanted to feel welcomed. They wanted things to relate to. Lewis Nixon, one of the original members of the OAAS, explained, "We'd like to be part of this institution, but we don't want to give up our culture to be a part of it."
Institutional leaders responded to the sit-in by dismissing Black students' demands. One member of the St. John's Administrative Council suggested that the students' demands were not valid and the product of a student who had a highly emotional mental state whom they debated expelling from the university. Additionally, President Berry claimed he could not respond to a proposition concerning Black survival because it was not signed. The only official change in university policy after the sit-in was a new policy concerning disruption on campus.
In the years after the sit-in, administrators initiated various programs and hired a Black faculty member, yet little change for Black students. Despite institutional inertia, Black students continued to carve out their own space on campus by hosting academic and social events that foregrounded Black perspectives and Black excellence.
Much has changed since 1970, but much remains the same. The percentage of Black American students at the college and university has grown from 1.6% in 1970 to 3.5% in the fall of 2019. There were few Black faculty and staff in 1970. There are few Black faculty and staff today. However, faculty offered more courses about race, racism, and Blackness than were offered in 1970.
50 years later, the struggle continues with a broader coalition. Taking an intersectional approach to structural change, members of the Black Student Alliance and Q+, along with some faculty and staff members, have begun work to create a multicultural center on campus. Additionally, the St. Ben's and St. John's Student Senates issued an official call to action that challenges the institutions to become a bastion for anti-racist ideologies and practices.
The seeds planted in November 1970 continue to grow and expand in increasingly courageous and complex ways. The closing words of a proposition concerning Black survival provided inspiration to a new generation. We are going to do it.